In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use the stream function in Google Classroom to set work, and also the classroom area of Google Classroom in order to set work in the event of school closure. So if we go to the waffle icon and go into Classroom, it's quite straightforward. Okay, so you select your class. So I would select my year 11s, or it could be any of your classes, and you would simply just type your message in here. So you could just say complete activity 1, all right, for example, and then you would add it. Okay, so it would be stored in your drive, hopefully. Okay, or if you're still using the network, you can get that file from there. So if I go to Google Drive and select, say for example, if I had a file that I could use, let's take this, why not? Remember to remove it. Okay, so if you had the file in there already, okay, you could just post it and that would go to all of your students. A neater way of doing this would be to use the classwork section in Google. So I'm just going to discard changes. So go to classwork. Okay, so you can see for my year 11, so we've got a revision section, mock exams, control assessment, the specification, past exam papers, etc. all set up already. But if I wanted to make it sort of real idiot proof, if you like, I could go to create a new topic and say school closure work. Okay. Okay, if I wanted that to be right at the top, you could just drag it up to the top. And from there, I could then start posting material. So you could go to material, again, give it a title. So again, I don't know, activity 1. Okay, and again, browse in your Google Drive, find the document, and upload it. Okay, so again, I'll just select, there you go. Okay, and there's your file. Okay, just remember to select the topic that you created. If you didn't create the topic the first time around, you can then create it from here as well. Okay, so I called it school closure work, so I'm going to select that and then hit post. Okay, so as soon as you post this, the students will actually get an email. Okay, however, you can see once they go into classwork, all of the classwork is going to, the school closure work is going to come under this section. Another thing you can do, okay, so you can see we've got a whole bunch of materials already existing in Google Classroom, and I may not want to go through the process of creating and selecting material and browsing from my drive to post it. So you can actually use this option here, which is reuse post. Okay, so I'm going to go into, because it exists in my year 11 class, so I'm going to go into my year 11 class. Okay, and you can see I've already posted all the past papers, so I'm going to select that and then I'm going to say reuse. Okay, so you can see past papers, all the different past papers. Okay, that's going to all students. You just need to change the topic. So again, I'm going to put it on school closure work, and in fact I might just leave that there. Okay, and then I'm just going to hit post, and then now you can see on the school closure all the past papers are there. If I click into it, okay, so we've got the mark schemes and then the paper. So that's basically it. Okay, so just to summarize again, I would use the classwork section, create a topic. If you want it to be really obvious, just call it school closure work. You don't have to do it like that. Another thing to note in the stream, so you could see anything I post in classwork, so school closure work, I posted the past exam papers, automatically gets generated in the stream. Okay, so the 2 things that I posted this morning automatically comes up in the stream. Also, the students will get an automatic email as well. Remember, you can also communicate with your class. Okay, so kids can post questions there. They could also email. All right, so that is basically it. Just one final thing. The stream option where students can post is enabled by default. If you have turned it off. So I said so you can see in mine, I've probably have turned it off. So only teachers can post or comment. Okay, by default, this should be students can post and comment. Okay, so I'm just going to save that, and there we are. And one final thing is, we've covered this in a previous video, but I think it's worth going over it again. It's the difference between adding materials and adding an assignment. So material is anything like your PowerPoint presentations or your Google slides. Okay, so if I had a presentation, lesson presentation, I could give it the title and then I can add it if it already existed, or I can create it from scratch in Google. Okay, however, an assignment allows Google to create individual copies of that document for students. So when they fill it in, okay, so you can monitor the work, it can come back to you, and it will be an individual document for each student. So if we take a look at how to do this, so if we go to assignment, let's say Boolean lesson 1, or just call it an activity. Okay, and then go to ads, check my drive. Should have a document in there. Let's have a look. Okay, so Boolean assessment. So we've got our title, we've got our assessment there. Now the key thing is to ensure you change students can view file to make a copy for each student. Okay, so all of this can be changed later if you want to add it to a topic. So again, school closure work, and then I assign this. It will take some time because what it's doing now is it's creating 30 copies of this document and it's applying the students' names to it. Okay, and just to give you an example of what this would look like, if I go to our control assessment section, click on control assessment, it then allows me to actually have a live view of the students' work. Okay, so you can see Robert's work up here. Again, I can monitor this as we go along. I can even write comments into this. Okay, take a look at Taro's. Okay, so you could see whether the students are completing the work, or once they've completed it, you could actually mark it on here. You can even do things like, you know, giving it a mark out of it. You can change the total score. So using assignments is very useful. Okay, slightly different to materials. If you just want to post a lesson PowerPoint, I would say use the material. Okay, if the PowerPoint had questions in it and you wanted the students to answer on the PowerPoint, then I would post it as an assignment. Okay.